can tell your wife's not at home. Jesus Christ. You're a little,
Listen.
You're a little louder today than
Let
you were.
me talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So once again, it's me. It's that MATT riding along with these two jokers. Phil the Future and Huge Pop Wrestling.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Thanks for coming on the show. Thank you guys for watching. Whoever's going to watch it. We're just having a good show tonight.
Without you, we cannot exist.
That's right.
Well, we can, but
it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
No. So, well, we're not going to wait for people to jump in here, so we're going to continue. We're going to start off, right, guys?
So, apparently, the writers for WWE showed up to AEW and wrote their show for Wednesday night.
Yes, they did.
Wow. They actually did that?
Yeah.
It's in the dirt sheets. I read it. No.
You read it. You read it.
No. No, I just wanted to say that, and the reason I say that because after having such an amazing pay-per-view on Sunday night,
yep,
they go and absolutely shit the bed on Wednesday night, in my opinion.
They had a few.
I could not agree more.
They had a few good spots, but not 90% of that 2-hour show that we went through sucked. So
I mean, the highlight of my night. The highlight of my night was when the whole Juice Robinson thing. That's the That's the only thing that really popped me, and partially the Ruby Soho promo, but that's about it.
That was actually a very good moment for me personally. The Ruby Soho promo was I think one of the best highlights of the night. Like everything on there that she said, everything that she mentioned on there was raw. It was real, and honestly, it's completely legitimized on why she turned heel. She made me believe, she needs this heel run, and she needs this now because being a face is leading her nowhere at this point.
100%. She said it right. No, she really did.
So, I guess we start off with Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, right?
Yeah, that's what we had first. Along with his buddies, Sinja, whatever.
Along with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh.
A dumbass that carries a guitar. So, wrestling.
Listen here, slap nuts.
I can't. So, we can go through this match, and it was. There you go.
Orange Cassidy. I can't say it enough. I used to hate the guy. Now I love him. The guy, he does so much in the ring that you wouldn't imagine a guy that just, he's a gimmick. And I said this last week on Monday, I believe, that he's a gimmick, but it works.
Right.
AEW is finally sorting through the whole gimmick phase, right? They're finally slowly leaving the gimmicks behind. They're finally slowly saying, enough with the gimmicks. Let's be a wrestling promotion.
Right.
They got rid of the
Dino. Or in other words,
you have two gimmicks left, right? Really? Yeah. For the most part, you have two comedy gimmicks left, and that's Danhausen and Orange Cassidy.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. To me, I don't know. I feel like there are some comedy ones that are still in there. Like, honestly, I see Angelo, like Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. Those guys enough are clowns.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are. I don't know. You still have Brandon Cutler, but then again, you only really see him on Dark and Elevation, who's the the Stooge. You have Michael Nakazawa, who's always ringside. Again, barely even wrestles anymore.
I'm talking about in-ring talent, though. Like
yeah, I know about in-ring talent. Like, but yeah, I mean, Danhausen's there because Danhausen freaking works. We don't really know what Danhausen's supposed to be or where he's from, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he's always Danhausen.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that match was all right. I mean, we had Jay Lethal. He's a classic. I mean, he can go in the ring. He can. We're not gonna. Both those guys can go in the ring. I just wish that Jay Lethal would have came to the ring by himself and left that other crap behind him, because that's what I didn't want to see. And then the ending set up for something so stupid. And I hope they don't. I hope AEW doesn't go down this road of setting up a Orange Cassidy Double J feud. I hope the busting over the knee. I hope that's a way to get him off the television for a break. You know what I'm saying? Not set up another feud with something stupid like a Jeff Jarrett. So
it's gonna happen.
That is true. That is true because that is true because with the whole Jeff Jarrett attacking Orange Cassidy at the end of the match, again, doing it the way he usually does, not just with the guitar, but with what I call the Jerry skull crushing finale.
Right.
Will Graves in the chat.
But now they've changed the title.
Right. I just hope this is just a way to.
Will Gray, what's popping?
I just hope this is a way to get Orange Cassidy off the TV for a couple weeks, And
he's been a workhorse.
Yeah, I get it, but yeah, next week Jeff Jarrett and Orange Cassidy are going one-on-one for the title, but it now has a new name. Now it's not the All Atlantic title; it's the International title.
Sure.
And I mean, I thought I kind of thought about it for a little bit, and in my head, it pretty much what the new naming of the international title. This is AEW's version of saying Intercontinental title.
Yep.
Rip off. I have something stuck in my throat.
I know. It's basically a rip-off name, like Intercontinental, International, whatever. Like the thing is like I get international title to me kind of sounds a bit better. All Atlantic, yeah. All Atlantic did not make any sense at all. PWZ did not. But I like the use of international because, again, when it was introduced at Forbidden Door and Pac won the title, it was 4 different countries. Pac from Britain, Malachi from the Netherlands, Miro from Bulgaria, and Clark Connors Tech won. He was defending the titles on a bunch of other international promotions. That I actually really like that Pac was actually doing that.
Right.
But then of course, Orange Cassidy then defeats Pac, becomes the current champion now. It's mainly been against mostly American opponents,
right.
But I mean, I just hope they start doing that again. Like, make this little international title a little bit more about some of the other international wrestlers, so that it actually kind of lives up to the name.
Right.
Honestly, what I wish they would have done with it was make it a TV title.
But that's technically what the TNT title is, though.
But I don't feel like it is, because a true TV champion, if you remember back in the WCW days, was defended once a week on TV. It was the television title.
Right. I get what you're saying now.
If that's what the TNT championship is, I want once a week. So now Powerhouse Hobbs should come out next week and defend it against whomever.
Right. Agreed.
I mean, if that's what the TNT title was
Right.
supposed to be, then use it as such.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
I mean, kind of going back on that statement though. The All Atlantic title. I'm sorry, international title. It's gonna take a while for me to get used to that, but yeah, like Orange Cassidy with the international title. That was starting to look a little more like a TV title because Orange Cassidy pretty much was defending it almost every single week.
Yeah.
So like, just switch the things back to what they're supposed to be, and there you go. It works.
Right, it works.
I mean, that's
TV title was the equivalent to the IC. Okay, I get you. Thank you, BWZ.
I don't know. I just
young mind still.
Yeah.
That's a company like, okay, so I'm gonna hate just a little bit more on AEW this week than I did last. Like, and before I get the AEW fans coming at me like you don't know, like you're a hater. I am not, because honestly, what they did on Sunday has been the best pay-per-view of 2023 so far out of either company. I would rather watch that start to finish than going back and watching the Rumble. And that's saying a lot because I love the Royal Rumble.
Right. Right.
I just feel like there's just things about AEW right now. They have all this talent. They have all this. They're saturated with talent. There's no reason why they couldn't put on shows that could be considered A+ shows each week and have that TV title defended each week. Have a championship match each week. It doesn't have to be the big title. And where the hell? That's another thing. Why isn't your face of the company on your show the next show after a major pay-per-view?
That's right. Where was he?
That makes zero sense, especially with all the heat he got from. If I was Tony Khan, I'd hand him a jar of pickles and say, "Here, fucking go have fun, my man." Like,
well, he's a coward.
But he wasn't booked.
His character.
I mean,
he wasn't booked to be on the show. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry I'm getting a little heated over this, but it pisses me off that you have absolutely the best heel in the business. Your champion. He's the best talker in the business. Why is he not on your TV every week? Why isn't he not out there every week?
And the sucky part, you're right. You're right on the right track, Matt. You know, you guys just got MJF as you went through a banger of a match. He had the heat with that kid. He had the scrum, and now you're not going to bring him on because that's why. I'll be honest with you. I'm not an MJF fan. I'm becoming an MJF fan. But I'll tell you what, Matt and Phil. The reason why I watched last night was I was hoping there's going to be some fallout with MJF and we'd hear him on the mic, and I was highly disappointed when that never happened.
Tony Khan said he's going to repercussions. What's his repercussion not being on the show? You gave you gave him a fucking day off because as a repercussion.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You're right. No, I totally agree with you. And to be honest with you, AEW last night, the promos were what carried the show. Ruby Soho's promo. You know, the surprise entrance of at the end, you know, there are a lot of things, but the wrestling, the matches were, I don't know, garbage.
I mean,
FTR's promo was good.
FTR came out, and honestly, FTR said what they plan on doing. They're coming back because they need those titles back because I'm tired of the ass boys are just what they are. They're freaking ass boys.
All right.
They're spoiled little brats.
See, he's
who
coming.
don't
He's
give a
coming at you
shit
this time, Scotty.
about the company.
He's coming at you this time.
All right, Rick, let me answer that question for you. I am an MJ. I enjoy watching MJF. Am I 100% a fan of MJF? Hell no. Do I like what he does? Yes. But he's an egotistic son of a bitch. What that is, spoiled fucking rotten. That he's gonna get his ass beat. I hope he gets his ass beat soon. Do I like his stuff? Yes, he's gold. 100%. Matt, my brother Matt has convinced me, showed me shit, shared me shit. Yes. Can he go 100%?
And let's not forget he's better than you, and you know it.
Do I have to be a fan of him?
Know it.
Do I have to be a fan of him to like what he does? No. And I won't be it's just that's who I am. And if you don't like it, it's because
I'm better than you, and you know it.
So that's the only answer I got, Rick.
I mean,
So that's the only answer.
here's the thing with MJF. You're not supposed to like him.
No.
I'm a heel guy. I've always been a heel guy. I've never been
PWZ said it.
popcorn. I've never been bubblegum. I've never been, gosh golly, gee, you should eat your vitamins and drink milk and take a Viagra. Anyway, I was waiting for the face. And if you watch any wrestling from the 90s, you will get that reference. Anyway, He's a heel. You're not supposed to like him.
Correct.
And so if you don't like,
I don't know what to say.
Okay. Rick, this is directed towards you specifically. We have said that repeatedly. That's why I like him. He is Maxwell Jacob fucking Friedman 24/7. And I'm sure he walks up to his mom and calls her a bitch. I'm sure he's like that. That's him. He is from Staten Island, or not Staten Island, Long Island. Long
Island, New York.
Yeah, he's from Long Island. He's a fucking scumbag. So, he's that guy. He's just that guy. And, I don't think he's really playing a character at this point. And I'm okay with that.
And I'll go about that. My one complaint is fans cheer the F out of him. To me, that doesn't truly make him a heel if the crowd cheers for you.
Well, then again,
God.
That's just because he's over. That's just because he's over. Yes, it kind of throws you off because you always cheer for the faces, you always boo for the heels. That's sort of just like the given. But MJF is one of those people. Almost anything he drops on the mic is gold. Like almost everything he says is like a little nugget of just pure character work, and I don't know really what other words to use. Like he's mastered the craft so well that again he's blurred the lines of reality and kayfabe so much you can't even tell where he is. He's in that middle. He's in that middle that you're like never really at.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to direct this to the person in the chat. 4 words for you. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was a heel. he was probably the most over heel in the business ever. You must not like him then. I mean, if you have such a issue with him being over, sorry, change the channel when he comes on. Don't watch it. He's over because he's fucking amazing as an athlete. He just had probably one of the greatest matches. You just said that. Okay. I'm done because you come into our show and you troll us constantly. There's no need for it. You do it because you know that you're fucking with me. I'm done.
So anyway, Rick. So we have MJF didn't show up. MJF is the heel. I'm not a fan of MJF, but I like his stuff. I like what they're doing with him. I think he should keep on going. That's where I'm at with that. I can name a lot of people I don't like, but I like what they're doing. So, I mean, I don't like Logan Paul, but I like what he's doing in WWE. You know what I'm saying? I don't like The Miz, but I like what he's doing. I think that's where we get missed. Well, that's where the thing is. For me, I'm not a fan of a heel, nor am I a fan of a face. I love wrestling, so therefore I just go. You know what I'm saying? So then after this Jay Lethal Orange Cassidy debacle, and then we had Double J hitting Cassidy over the knee. I hope it's an angle, an injury angle, but we go from there. Then up comes the one I love. I like this guy. I think he's a junior rock. Love him. Ricky Starks comes out. He's a drip god. He's the clothes he wears. I mean, I'm going to get heat from my brother. I didn't like Seth Rollins because of the clothes he wore, but I'm digging Seth Rollins now. Anyway, Ricky Starks comes out. He's in the middle of the ring. And what got me was this. What got me, guys? Ricky Starks' statement was, "I don't know where I'm going." So, Phil and Matt, what does he mean by that?
He's going to New Japan. Going to New Japan. I mean, he just got jacked up by Juice Robinson, right?
Right. And Juice came out. So I want to focus on my question. I love the part where Juice Robinson came and attacked him. That was epic. That was one of the better parts of the AEW. I'm going to pick that point that the statement he said. Everybody's asking me what's next because I want to know where am I going next.
Well,
so that's a question.
By now, everyone's seen the whole picture of him backstage at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Cody has came out and he said that was on him, that he shouldn't have had put Ricky Starks in that situation.
Right.
Now, would I love to see Ricky Starks in the WWE? Hell fucking yeah. You know, like, get him over there. I think with the proper coaching, he could be the next Rock.
Right.
He's got the charisma.
Yep.
He's got everything.
Got the swag.
I mean, I want to see.
He's the young Rock.
I put him in the same category as Seth Rollins. I think him and Seth Rollins could have just absolutely tremendous matches.
So, but yeah, I just wondered, you know, is his contract coming up? Is it one of these 2023 guys? Is he on his way out? 2023?
I'm honestly not entirely sure. I'm not honestly entirely sure.
Right.
But just because he got attacked by Juice from the Bullet Club does not technically mean that I don't think he'll be going to New Japan because that Ricky will be going to New Japan because Juice can stay in AEW because like if you think about it, you've got Bullet Club members like everywhere in every promotion. Like you already have Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Adam Cole with Juice in AEW. You've got Chris Bay and Ace. You got Chris Bay and Ace Austin in hell, WWE has like the most of them because you've got Finn, you got AJ, you got Cody, you got the Good Brothers. Like,
right.
Honestly, Bullet Club can stay in the United States. Just have a little separate area for them in America, even though Bullet Club's mainly New Japan property.
Right. And I just was reading before I came on here. People are saying it's nice to see that Robinson, back on TV, and they're saying that Tony Khan's got his hands full because he's Robinson has been a non-factor lately. So
yeah.
So we're gonna see. I'm anxious to see what Tony Khan's going to do with this.
I was just reading that at the Rumble, this is dirt sheets. I hate doing this, but from what I was reading, the only reason Ricky Starks was at the Rumble with Cody was because he wanted to speak with Hunter directly.
Right.
So he had a face-to-face meeting with Hunter.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I would. Yeah.
I mean, do with that as may. I don't know what they talk about. I do know there was discussion because Cody had said that he brought him to Rumble so he could have a face-to-face discussion and then a meet and greet, if you will, with Hunter.
I think his contract ends in 3.
I mean,
so we'll see.
Oh,
that was just an interesting comment he made.
So does Kenny Omega. Omega's in November of this year.
So I think we're going to see a lot of things change in the face of wrestling here in that last part of 2023. So I'm excited about that. So next thing we have Sky Blue and Russo.
Starting off with an amazing promo because I've already said this to Scott, Matt, but I will tell you this. I completely bought into this. I completely dug Ruby Soho's promo. That promo was so raw and so real. I am like, it's so raw and so real to the point where honestly, I'm completely fine with her being a heel because she basically in that ring, she said everything that was wrong with her being booked as a babyface. Like the opportunities she was given were just moments that screwed her over completely and got her nowhere. And that at Revolution, she had to finally choose a side or else I'm just going to go nowhere. And she chose a side. I think she's chosen the right side. As far as where it works with Saraya and Tony Storm, I know it does feel awkward because it's like these mean girls are giving off outsiders vibes with the spray paint, but I think this could really work out in the end. Like, I feel like they could just next thing you know, running the business. Who knows?
Well, let's rewind to what I had spoke about this on Monday during our Revolution recap, or not Monday, Tuesday. Sorry. And I seriously, I feel like you just said they're out, like they feel like the outsiders. They're spray painting people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the female NWO.
Yes. I
mean,
dig that. I dig that.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I kind of like it.
I mean, you got, I would say that, I mean, Ruby, it's kind of cool because Ruby Soho, at the end of Revolution, I mean, I'm not nowhere near, so please do not take this wrong. She's in the ring, and she like Hogan coming down to help Macho Man, and she dropped that leg. She's in the ring. She's gonna buddy with Hayter, and all of a sudden, smack.
I mean,
then it's paint, and Saraya's one bad bitch.
And Saraya and Toni Storm and her all came from WWE.
Right. And I've always thought of Ruby Soho as a heel. I've always thought that's what fits her best. Now she hasn't been a heel. I'm not saying that. That's what fits her character best. I mean, even when I met her at Pensacon 2 years ago, she was that person that we seen on last night. So I kind of dig the new what are they calling it, Ruby Soho. She made a statement about the entitled rookies in the back. So it's about time that she does. Like I agree with you, Phil. She said everything on point. We needed to hear that from her, and I'm glad this is the push she's getting.
Absolutely.
She deserves it. Hell, we could sit all day talking about how she deserves a push.
Well, we've been saying that for months.
Yeah, she does everything Tony Khan wants.
It just happens to be that she was in the right or wrong place at the wrong time and got hurt.
Yes. So I think after that we had that. Then we had the FTR promo after that. I believe we did. And those guys did exactly what I don't know if that was next or not. But if we talk about
I don't know if we're going chronologically, I have no idea.
Okay.
No, but it's
I am
the Hangman interview. The Hangman interview.
Oh, yes, the talk with Hangman Adam Page. I mean, with that, I don't really know how I felt about it, but but I could tell that at the point where they finished the interview, it's like have things settled down. It's like, yes, it's sort of like yes, they have for now, but then once we go a little bit further on into the card, I think I'll be able to talk a little bit more on that statement.
Right. Was that the same time they had the interview with Bryan Danielson?
Yes, I believe.
Yes,
I believe so. There was the promo package delivered by Bryan Danielson, and
yes,
that was powerful.
That was very powerful. I was talking to my brother earlier this morning when he said, "Hey, what MJF said about breaking my arms and never be able to hold my babies." And then I went through the war I went through on Sunday night, blah, blah, blah. And I know he said way differently, but the gist of it, when he lifted up his hands and he says, he's right. I'm just going to go home. And I'm not sitting here going, okay, is he done? Is he done? Is this his way of saying I'm done? Or is this his way of saying, yeah, I'm done with AEW. I'm going to be home back in WWE, where I think he wants to finish his career.
Right.
As far as him saying home, I really think that he is winding it down. I really think this is his last ride. I mean, I think he realizes that he's not bulletproof. I think going through that hellacious 60-minute match really kind of put him in a situation where he put on arguably one of the best match, or it'll be a top 5 match of the year. It'll be a match of the year candidate when we do our year-end show. We'll be talking about this until Cody beats Roman at Mania.
Oh, I guess we're talking past Mania then.
Oh,
well, no,
that's an interesting question for VW. Do you think Danielson has a run in Japan?
I doubt it. I can't see him going overseas. I really can't. Because he took this AEW gig to stay in the States and be close to his kids. I just can't. I can't see him going to Japan.
Right. I think he'd work in Japan.
Understand.
It would work. But...
Yeah, but the only way you do
I
spots in Japan is if you go over there for extended periods of time.
Right.
So I don't see it happening.
Gotcha. Good question though. So but yeah, we were what were we talking?
I could see him working. I'm sorry, like I'm just saying, like I could see him working with New Japan in the fact where he could work with New Japan, like in the States, like how what was it? MVP had a bit of had a short run in New Japan. Chris Jericho had a short run in New Japan. John Moxley's held titles. MVP and Moxley have held titles in freaking New Japan, even though they haven't really been on like an actual full contract. But I mean, if Danielson even thinks about it, like honestly, I think it would further his career and probably make it like maybe even better if done correctly. But at the end of the day, it's all up to him.
Right.
Yeah. And I just don't see him saying, you know what, let's just pack it up.
What's up,
Dad? Going on, Dad Hat? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you, dude.
So that got past the Danielson segment and Hangman segment, and I feel like we're all over the place here.
Oh, we are.
So we had AR Fox and Top Flight versus Jericho Appreciation Society last night. I'm so done with Jericho's Appreciation Society.
I mean,
I don't know. The best part of that match was when I believe it was the Elite came out and then the House of Black come out.
Yes.
Yes, the House of Black did come out.
Yes, and Don Callis, he was funny as hell last night when he said he challenged somebody and they said, "Hey, would you want to get in the ring?" And he's like, "Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying."
Well, before, I mean, I forgot to mention, we got a shout out to Top Flight. They're graduates of the Academy.
There you
So
go.
we gotta love those boys. We gotta love Top Flight. We gotta love the Martin brothers because they are from Mr. So, but yeah, I mean, they always show up.
Yeah.
All I can say about last night was the FTR promo will be one that gets replayed for the rest of their career. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. Great point, Dead Hat. So, well, that was an interesting exchange between the House of Black and the Elite, and
I'm going to address PWZ one more time. I feel he is building future stars because Action Andretti, he put him over. He put over Ricky Starks. He is helping develop and build the future stars. I mean, and he's back there giving the advice to these youngsters and helping them develop into what we want and what we want to see. So, I mean, I think he's doing what he's supposed to do as a veteran. So I think he continues to do what he wants. But I think he needs to do it without the D-bags and the JAS.
right.
I mean, If I have to hear Jack Swagger one more time go, I love this hat, I'm gonna take his hat and I'm going to throw it in the fire right in front of him.
Right. Like Ryan just said, when Jericho was in WWE, all he did was put over young stars. Absolutely 100%. Jericho's been doing that. Jericho's one of those guys that Matt and I talk about. We make reference of he can wrestle a mop and the mop would look amazing. He's always good when he talks. You can tell he's great. Like Matt said, he's great in the back. He's something that's very important, crucial for AEW or WWE to keep around because he helps these guys in the back.
He's one of those guys that AEW would be absolutely stupid to let walk out those doors.
100%. Yeah. With all that young talent they got back there, they need a guy like Jericho back there. So,
I mean, who else in the history of wrestling can have a 15-minute promo and he said armbar about 45 times in that 15-minute promo?
Armbar.
Like, come on. He's one of the top 5 performers of that generation.
Right. So, talking about the House of Black and Omega and the Elite and GAAS, I've told my brother and I talked about Hobbs and Wardlow only having the belt for days and then losing it. I hope Tony Khan doesn't make the stupid mistake of taking the belts off the House of Black next week. I think when they fight that three-way thing, that 3-team tournament.
Yep, they do have a three. Yeah, there is a 3-way match for the trios titles. House
if
of
they
Black
take
is
that
defending against. Yep.
If they take that belt off of House of Black, in my opinion, that is a big ass mistake.
Then that's a burial. That's a burial of the House of Black because you have. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The big fella there. For House of Black.
Brody King.
Yeah, Brody King. You have Aleister Black or Malachi Black, and you have Buddy Murphy or whatever.
Buddy Matthews. He's Buddy Matthews now. Yeah, potato.
So you got those 3 guys, and Malachi and Brody are just absolute. They could shoot fight anybody in the back and kick their ass.
Right.
I mean, that's how tough those guys are. So if you don't book them as such, shame on Tony Khan because they need to be booked like a formidable team. Like no one's going to come through here and it's their house now. I mean, that's just how I'm feeling. Like I think that they need to be they need to be the bloodline of AEW. They need to run shit.
Yep. They do. And you know what? I'll add my own little bit of hot sauce to that sandwich. Malachi Black and Brody King right now in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. What's up, Justin Bundy? Good to see you again, my man. Anyways, but Malachi Black and Brody King, the Kings of the Black Throne, they are the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Tag Team Champions right now. Buddy Matthews, he also works in another indie promotion. He is their world champion right now. Like it's probably not. It's what better timing than to put the titles on them than they already have title where they currently are and defending other titles with other promotions. This is showing how great these men are and the hell that they will unleash in the freaking ring. I don't know, because I mean, it's obviously the Elite come in as an opponent because they're just going to revoke their rematch clause.
Right.
But JAS hasn't done shit. All Jericho did was grab the mic and say, basically we're the number. We are inserting ourselves the number one contender, AEW Trios titles. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You done shit. You haven't done anything to show that you, Sammy, and Daniel Garcia have done anything to show that you've deserved a shot. You're just gonna say that Tony Khan will be like, okay. He's like,
that's good shit.
Good idea. Yep.
No, I agree totally 100% with you guys, Matt and Phil. You know, it's okay, I get it. Omega and the Bucks, I get it. They're good. They are, and they are. But you know what? They are these guys that can wait down the road. They can get their titles back. Omega can get us singles titles. The Bucks can get a tag title. They don't need this. And sure the shit, we don't, as fans, don't need to see the JAS have it. Right now, the hot thing, they've been hot for months making these appearances. You know, and like all the accolades that Phil just said that these other that they do, these guys in the House of Black do. Give these guys the props and the credit they deserve. They are doing amazing things. If you strip them, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, the House of Black is it's the Bray Wyatt version of the Bloodline.
Yep.
You know, like it is just, they have that stigma. They have that whenever those lights go out and they're standing there, they have your undivided attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not getting up to go get your popcorn or your soda. You are staying glued to your seat, be like, oh shit, what are these guys going to do? I bet you they're going to lay everybody out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think the best thing for AEW at this point is you let House of Black run stuff for a while with the trios. That way you could let the Young Bucks once FTR takes those championships off the ass boys, you can now have what everyone's wanted for a while, Bucks FTR. You can finally have that feud and go have fun with it.
Young Bucks and FTR, I thought they did. I mean, I think they've already done that because the Young Bucks.
I'm talking championships involved though. There were never championships involved.
Okay, I see that with like getting the championships involved because obviously FTR. I mean, FTR lost the AEW the first time they held the titles, at least the tag titles. They lost to the Bucks.
Okay, see, I messed up. My bad.
No. It's all right. It's just I've looked into their history a little bit, and what was it? It was FTR that actually took the tag titles off of Kenny Omega and Adam Page. And then they held the titles until Full Gear 2020, I want to say. Yeah, Full Gear 2020 when they lost them to the Young Bucks. Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. So I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, let alone what happened 2 years ago. On a show that I wasn't a fan of back then.
Right. No worries.
Then we had the Dark Order against the BCC.
Johnny Hungy.
Silver and Reynolds, the Beaver Boys.
Yeah.
Johnny Hungy.
Johnny Hungy.
Yeah, that's he's. I don't even know what to say about the Dark Order. I mean, Dark Order at this point.
The Dork Order.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Dork Order right now because there's literally nothing they can really do against the Blackpool Combat Club because again they've been constantly made a joke of time and time again, and it's something that they're never gonna recover from unless by an act of God a miracle happens that they become something better.
Well, did you guys see Hangman running down the ramp? You could tell that he went through hell on Sunday. He was running.
Yeah.
He was running
a block
awful
out.
limber, man. He was like, oh my God. I was like, oh shit. And Moxie, he was, you could tell he went through hell, but they still put on a good show. Oh, those guys are great. So, but that match wasn't great. It wasn't, I don't know. The beatdown of the Dark Order is what was the best part of that match. So,
yeah. Yep. Uno tried to get involved again, but Uno, you never learn.
no, you never learn. So then we finally went to the match of the night, which I thought was ridiculous. I said to myself, I was telling Phil, Matt, before the show, I was saying it's all started the day before or the morning of yesterday when they with this Wardlow thing. I know I'm boring you, but hey, with the Wardlow getting his car broke into, blah blah blah. I'm like, yep, they're gonna make this a stupid storyline, and they did.
Yeah, because who did they bring? Who do they bring out? They bring out the guy on AEW that everybody loves to hate and completely shit on, QT Marshall, with a very weird QTV on his polo shirt. I do not know where this is. I don't know where this is going to go. For Powerhouse Hobbs, they've probably been working on something big for QT Marshall, hence the QTV thing. But
maybe he's gonna have his own TV. Maybe he's gonna have his own his show where he's selling AEW shit. QTV.
Like him and the Factory are the only the only ones that really just appear on Elevation and Dark. So like, what's the why the big hoo-ha about QT? Like, what did he do?
Yeah.
What did he do that make him look good? Whose man's is this?
Right.
Are we still talking about Powerhouse Hobbs?
No, we're talking about QTV.
Okay,
I was talking about QTV.
I mean,
yeah.
I thought I had thought that Justin Bundy walked into this live. I mean, that's how bored I got.
Damn. But yeah,
I love Justin Bundy. I just have to give him shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly though, with Wardlow though, the fact that they had it, that his stuff was broken into, I didn't really think that would be a factor in the whole thing because, what is it? Because, like, okay, yes, I know stuff like that. I get like how stuff like that happens and such with sometimes with these people. Like, I know it happened to Sasha Banks, or I'm sorry, Mercedes Moné. She was known as that back then, but like, I remember her car was like broken into and stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is almost like that. And, because like his gear got stolen, the TNT title got stolen, and basically all he was wearing was just an FTR tank top and some sweats. But I just did not understand why they decided to give it to Powerhouse Hobbs when he only held the title for 3 fucking days.
3 days. So then this goes back to this title that we talk about that should be on TV. And I agree, they need to have a title, either this title or the North American title, whatever they're calling it now. But they made a joke. In my opinion, they made a joke of it. Give Wardlow the belt that he's busted his ass for a long time. He went through hell with MJF. He did that run, blah, blah, blah. Now he wins the belt finally. He's happy as hell. And all of a sudden, Powerhouse Hobbs.
And his Sonic Gold ring comes along, and
yeah. And I don't know if anybody's seen it. You guys we're talking about Wardlow. Anybody see what Dawn said about Wardlow leaving his title belt in the car?
No, I didn't.
She is probably Wardlow's biggest fan.
I know. I know
yeah.
she is.
Right. she made a comment about Wardlow being a dumbass for leaving his car unlocked or his title belt in the car. And she goes, "You should have been taking that everywhere you go." So, but that was pretty funny. That was on TikTok. But no, I just think they made a joke of this title now, in my opinion, because you don't go and take a guy, give a guy a title, and then 3 days later take it off. Okay.
Right.
So, but that was AEW. So on a Thursday, I'm gonna try to wrap this up.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to add one funny thing because after I got off of work and joined a random group call with my friends, they're like, yo, did you hear that Wardlow's car got broken into and they took all his stuff? I'm like, no, I didn't. I had no idea. And they're like, yeah, the TNT title was with him too. So, and I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. So then they're like, well, he's supposed to defend it tonight. Do you think they're not going to have the match whatsoever? Because, they can't have a match if they don't have the TNT title. And at that point, I'm just, burying my head in my hands like, you guys are fucking stupid. Do you really think there's only one actual TNT title that that AEW does?
Well, I got this, and I'm pretty sure this is the only one.
So is that NWO belt back there, right? That NWO belt's the only one? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. When I did research on the actual wrestling business, I actually found out WWE, when it comes to their titles, they have three. There's the one that's on television, the one that they have at photo shoots, meet and greets, media scrums, all that stuff. And then they have a third that's also used for photo shoots, meet and greets, camera time, but is mainly used as a backup. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same thing with the TNT title. How are you guys going to come out here and say that? How are you going to come out and say that they're not going to have the TNT title match now because they don't have the title? It's they have more than one. Are you that stupid?
Yeah, they sell them at the shows.
They just go up to the merch booth. Say, hey, I need a title.
Yeah. Hey, I want a TNT title. All right, Chief, you got it. That'll be $250.
Wardlow gets there early. Guys, I lost my TNT title. Do you have an extra one?
Well, imagine
you
this.
What?
$250.
Imagine this. If you're the dude that stole it, if it was legit stolen, and he goes and tries selling it on eBay, he goes, "Listen, man, I found this in a fucking parking lot. I want 10 G's for it."
Yeah. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Don't.
Exactly. Just what? No.
We'll finish this up. Any big news for the weekend? Anybody got any wrestling stuff going on the weekend?
I got nothing wrestling related, but it sounds like Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is a done deal. They're just waiting on the logistics of it happening.
Wow.
Well, the Jets are now out of the playoffs.
Just like Brett Favre.
Hear me? The Jets are out of the playoffs. So tune in tonight, guys. If you guys can, I've shared with you guys that I follow XIW Extreme Impact Wrestling down here in Panama City, Florida. I was asked by their promoter to come if I could do a interview with these guys. They have a guy, just throwing out names, Malik Avalon versus Bubba is his name, and Bubba is the promoter's nephew. Bubba. They've been in one bout back in February, and Bubba won the second bout, and Adrian Whisper said you can have a second match if you make the stipulation. So we're gonna bring those guys together and talk about the stipulation and talk about how Adrian Whisper is going to use these guys and backstab both of them. So it's going to be a fun, upbeat it's going to be a work, of course, but these guys are going to go at each other. So it should be fun. So if you're if you got anybody watching, if you're into indie wrestling, tune in.
I want to, before we exit, give a shout out to Phil's crew over at Free Talk Wrestling. You can find them exclusively on the PWC. I also want to give a shout out to another group that's doing their thing over there at Off the Top Media. Phil is also part of that group. Phil is, let's say, just the Ryan Seacrest of the fucking wrestling community.
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks, Phil, for stopping in on Thursdays.
And I am actively searching for our third member on Tuesday. The person I am going to be looking for that. The door is also open for Phil, but he is more than welcome to be our third on Tuesday. But
I have an idea for you, and I'll have an idea for you back in the lobby. Okay.
But Tuesday we are looking. I'm looking. We were going to have Brett Wyatt. His new job just. I don't feel comfortable putting him in the situation of pushing him to the point where he's just not. He's his work schedule and being on the West Coast. Right. He needs to sleep more than he needs to be on the Huge Pop Wrestling podcast. Right. It's not that we don't want him. It's just that I don't feel comfortable pushing that upon anybody. So I'm making it publicly known we are going to be searching for a third person for Tuesday at this time slot. Awesome. And if you're interested, shoot me a message.
Thank you, Dad Hat. Thank you, Two Dudes with Attitudes. Justin, PWZ, thank you for joining us on this podcast. Phil, thanks again. Matt, thanks again for making this real. You guys are amazing. Meet me in the lobby, guys.
Alrighty.
Yes, sir.